As we come on the air, this is a big night for both presidential candidates who are here in the Valley. Former President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris making their final pitches to voters in a race that has been extremely tight since Harris entered the race back in July. Good evening, and thanks for joining us for 12 News at 6. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Kariba Devine. We have team coverage of both candidates' events. We start with 12 News journalist Bianca Bondo. She is at Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, where Donald Trump will speak at an event with Tucker Carlson later on this evening. And Bianca, what can we expect?
Well, now that we've hit the top of the hour, this program is officially set to begin. It's unclear what we're going to see for the first hour and 45 minutes because former President Donald Trump isn't expected to take the stage until 7:45. But we do know that RFK Jr. is also here, the former independent candidate for president. He has, of course, since dropped out of the race and instead endorsed Trump. In fact, he made that endorsement at a rally with Trump right here in Glendale. Now, if one thing is certain, it is that Arizona is of high importance to Trump's team. This is his third campaign trip to Arizona this month alone. And he was just here last week rallying supporters at ASU in Tempe. Now, tonight's appearance is actually a part of Tucker Carlson's live tour, and this is described as that tour's grand finale. Tonight, 5 days out from the election, I've asked supporters of the former president what they believe a vote for him represents. What do you think a vote for Donald Trump represents?
It represents the freedom for the United States from all the isms that we could be under if she was to win.
Freedom and choice.
Change from the last 4 years.
Things have to change because such things are going downhill.
Now, one observation we've seen is a lot of supporters wearing trash bags and yellow vests. It's in response to a comment made by President Biden calling supporters of Trump garbage. Yesterday, Trump himself was actually seen in Wisconsin in a Make America Great Again garbage truck. Now, attendees here did have to purchase tickets for this event. We're told that profits will be donated to hurricane relief efforts. Again, we expect former President Donald Trump to take the stage here around 7:45. We're live in Glendale. Bianca Boat, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thanks. As we inch closer to the finish line, Vice President Kamala Harris also made a campaign stop in the Valley.
12 News journalist Sean Rice has more on what Harris's closing argument was out at Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater.
To a crowd of her supporters, Vice President Kamala Harris made her final pitch to Arizona voters here today. She called this year's election, quote, one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime. And Arizonans here today who already cast a ballot for the vice president tell me they could not agree more.
When we vote, we win. Arizona, I'm here to ask for your vote.
The final push for the White House making its way through Arizona. Vice President Kamala Harris delivering what could very well be her last speech in the state before Election Day.
We love our country. And when you love something, you fight for it.
In front of thousands of supporters, her speech was a rallying cry, highlighting what she plans to accomplish if elected, like protecting reproductive freedoms and giving tax cuts to middle-class families, with an acknowledgement of what is at stake this election.
5 days left in one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime.
It just means a path forward for America, and it just means equality for a lot of people.
It's what a vote for Kamala Harris means to her supporters, who say it's much more than simply winning to them.
I've never seen this type of a situation where I feel like I'm voting for the democracy that my father fought in World War II, that my grandfather fought in World War I for. I feel like I'm voting for the future of this country and for democracy as we know it.
And here today, Kamala Harris did not touch on the southern border or calls for immigration reforms. We did not have an opportunity to ask her a question on that topic, which we know is, of course, a major priority for a lot of Arizona voters. Her running mate, Tim Walz, will be back here in Arizona this Saturday for campaign rallies in Flagstaff and Tucson. In Phoenix, Sean Rice, 12 News.